Hi everyone, it's Darlene. Welcome back for another card video. Today's card is a clean and simple masculine card. I'm going to be using this basic border set by Mama Elephant. I'm also using this sentiment from the Simon Says Stamp birthday balloon set just because it's simple. I'm going to be using my Misty. You don't have to use the Misty, but I'm going to do each stripe one at a time. I'm going to show you all the colors I'm going to use. I've got Hero Arts Mid-Tone Butter Bar. I've got Simon Says Stamp Wisteria. And a couple more Simon Says Stamp. I have Mint and also Island Blue. So what I do is I line these up, I put them off to the side so I knew which order I wanted to use them in. Notice I mixed up the rainbow, so I'm not really using them in rainbow order, just for something different. I'm using Nina Solar White cardstock. My piece is cut to 4 by 5 1/4, so I have a 1/8 of an inch mat all the way around. And I'm creating an angle with my stamp so that it just fits from side to side. You don't need to use the Misty, but as you can see, it's making it much easier for me to line these up so I don't have to kind of hold them with my shaky hands and try to get it placed in the right spot. I rotated through 4 different stamps in this set. There are lots of border stamps out there that you can use this look for. Now you'll see that the Simon Says Stamp ink actually stains my stamps, which doesn't really bother me that much. As long as you clean it off really well, you're not going to get that color on the next time you use it. But if that bothers you, then maybe you should reconsider buying those inks. I purposely used yellow for that first stamp because I knew I was going to be putting my sentiment in it and I wanted a light background so you could see the sentiment. So I'm using just the happy portion and I'm taking some surgical tape. I'm going to cover up the birthday. I do that a lot here, so I'm just masking the stamp. And then I'll cover it with some VersaFine Black Onyx ink. I use this ink when I am masking a stamp because it's a pigment ink, so it doesn't soak in as much, and so I don't have to worry too much about it getting through my surgical tape. So I'll clean off the excess here, and I did notice that I had a tiny little bit of the ink at the bottom there on the B, so I just wiped it off quickly with my absorber, and then I used some paper to make sure I didn't have any water left over, because the last thing you want to do is have a little bit of water on there and it'll ruin your cardstock. When I use my Misty, I'm not really too concerned about getting ink on my foam pad, so when I'm done stamping, I just take my absorber and I just do a thorough kind of wiping off of the foam pad, and it comes off and everything's fine. So I decided to add some black strips, and I thought that this made it a little bit more masculine looking. So I cut about 1/8 of an inch strips with my trimmer, and I'm just going to lay them in strategic places. I wanted one of them to be at the edge of these stripes so it would kind of set them off from the white cardstock. Sorry for my head there. And then just every few stripes or so, I'm adding another piece of this cardstock. If you wanted to add a little more texture to the card, you could dry emboss these black pieces or make them even a little bit thicker just to add some interest if you want it. But I just left mine plain and black. I cut my black strips extra long because they were at a diagonal and I knew they'd be longer than the standard card size, and then I just cut them off afterward. Okay, so now I'm going to do the second part of my sentiment here, and to make things easier, I'm just going to mask the card with a Post-it, and that way I don't have to cover the mask with surgical tape. So I'm going to ink this up again with some VersaFine Black Onyx ink, and I'm putting my birthday not directly underneath the happy, but it's definitely going to be connected to the happy, so I have some consistency with the words, but not just on top of each other, so it's just off to the right a little bit. And so I'm going to adhere this panel to a Hero Arts Black Note card, which is white on the inside for your message. And I'll have a mat all the way around. So it connects the black lines in the middle with the outline on the outside edge. And that is the card for today. So pretty clean and simple. I used masculine colors, but I threw yellow in there just to brighten it up a little bit. And something that you can create pretty quickly. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.